Home prices are projected to rise in 2026, especially in the Middle Tennessee area. But whether your home is positioned to take advantage of that, that's a very hyper-local question. Hi, I'm Tiffany Fykes with the Fykes Realty Group, and in 2026, a question I get all the time is, how can I know what my home is worth? Should I ask AI? I can go find out on Zillow. There's all this information. And so what I'm going to walk you through is the things you need to do to make sure you accurately know what your home is worth. Because people tell me all the time, oh, I know what my home is worth. The one down the street sold for this, or I looked up this on Zillow, or I asked AI and it told me what my home was worth. And while sometimes those national aggregators that just kind of do average of what's happening in the neighborhood can get you semi-close, they can also be completely out of the ballpark. So I'm going to walk you through the steps so that you can make sure that you're dealing with an accurate look at the price of your home, because you need that, whether you're considering selling, when we do our next assessments, you want to try to do some sort of argument about your taxes. All of it is keyed around really knowing the value of your home. So, number one, sure, start with an online valuation tool. We use one on our website. You can go to Zillow. You'll find them very, very quickly. It's a starting point. Just don't get attached to that number. It pulls from public data. It has no idea the condition of your home. It has almost no idea the condition of the homes that sold, but they're helpful to get you in the ballpark if you're just really curious and aren't going to take any action on your home value. Number two, analyze recent comparable sales. Now, what I mean by that is actually look comparable. When you hear realtors talk about it, you might hear them say the word comps. You want to review 3 to 5 similar homes that sold in your neighborhood within the last 90 days, ideally. You could go up to 180 if you really had to, but you need to focus on similar square footage, the same age, the same layout, the same overall condition. The neighborhood where I live in Creve Hall, that's not going to work. It's not going to be super helpful because you're not going to find exactly apples to apples. But there's a lot of neighborhoods where it is going to work, or at least get you in the ballpark, because sold homes show what buyers are willing to pay. And that's far more useful than just an aggregate, what is sold divided by the number of homes. So if you're working with a real estate professional, they can obviously help you a lot. But here's the number 3. You've got to be very realistic evaluating the condition and buyer preferences. So the home condition, what does your home actually appear like versus what do buyers expect and prefer from their homes? I tell people all the time, no one lives in a staged home. Even the most decorated home has some sort of personality in it or preference for the homeowner. And you need to make sure that you know what is the preference of the buyer, because 2 homes that are the same size in the same neighborhood can sell for dramatically different prices depending on the way it feels when you walk in, the way they updated the kitchen, the way they opened or didn't open up space. Layout matters. As an architect's wife, and we deal with that all the time, layout truly, truly matters, because 2,500 square feet laid out one way can feel giant, and then 2,500 square feet, another layout, can actually feel like a very small house. So you need to objectively look at your house, and help you with this a lot, because you really need to understand what is today's buyer likely to see. And you want a real estate agent who is actively selling a lot of homes and actually knows, not somebody who sold a home a year ago and knows what one buyer wanted a year ago. You need a very, very active realtor who understands the market. And then number 4, if you truly, truly want the closest thing you can get to value, because value is actually what a buyer is willing to pay. It has no bearing on comps, but the closest thing, and so until you have a buyer making an offer, you actually have no idea what your home is worth. But a professional comparative market analysis is the 4th recommendation that I have for you. It pulls all those things together. It is comparable sales. It is what buyers are looking at. It looks at recent sales, current condition, how's the market moving, real-time buyer demand, what's the pricing strategy tailored for you, and how are we going to get the most money from it. So if you need a formal valuation for like refinancing or legal purposes, you can get a licensed appraiser to provide a detailed report for that. But if your goal is to sell or plan to move in some way, a real estate agent is going to be your best contact to get that comparative market analysis. You might hear a real estate agent called it a CMA. So while on the national headlines and even the local headlines for Nashville, because of our strong industry of healthcare, home prices are supposed to moderately increase. But here's the thing, it's very local. There are pockets of Nashville that are still flying off the market with multiple offers. There are pockets of Nashville that are moving much more slowly, that have actually already swung into a buyer's market. There's whole swaths of inventory. If you've got this kind of a home, you need to know what is actually happening. And so that's where we come in. If you want to know what your home is really worth in 2026, we would love for you to book a one-on-one strategy call with us so that we can really assess all those factors and help you make whatever decision you're trying to make in the future with accurate data. So if you found this helpful, make sure that you like this or feel free to pass it on and share it with a friend. Have a great day.